First off, guys, I want to apologize in advance. While I was editing this video, there's a lot of camera shake. Been working with a new camera. Unfortunately, the GoPro Hero 7, the image stabilization really sucks. So I apologize for that. I wasn't using a gimbal, so bear with me. But I hate to cut the footage because it has some important information for you. Enjoy. Hi, this is Larry, and that's Wes. We are doing something that we needed to do for a while today, didn't we?
Well, my
Wes's tire's
bad.
Looks like a slick. I mean, I would never ride on a tire like that, but Wes takes it down to the skin.
I don't know, but I wouldn't ride a dark side.
Oh, that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're here changing tires out today, and we're going to do a little 10,000 mile update on a dark-sided tire. Show them the tire that we put on that. So this is an update to our original video. Originally, Wes, show them. Let's see the tire that. So this is Wes's original dark-sided tire that he kind of had to get out of an emergency, really, didn't you?
Yeah, I was up in Flagstaff and I had a
bubble in the sidewall, right?
Tire was separating, and so I had to get to a tire shop, and they didn't have any motorcycle tires that would fit it. So got the car tire, and we're in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I they mounted that, and I was able to get home. So
the only problem with that was
it did rub a little bit.
It rubbed a little bit, right? And so, yeah, right on the under the box, right?
Yes.
So this one was a Bridgestone. I just so you guys can see it. Potenza, and it's let me see, what's the size of that? A 165/65/14. So it was just a little too wide. So we opted for this other tire. Bring that other tire over and let's compare them. This was the second tire, and this is the one that I've ran on mine for 10,000 miles, and I've actually been really happy with it. But we're gonna give you an update on how that's performed and why we are going back to a motorcycle tire. Yeah, that's right. I'm going back to a motorcycle tire. Now this one is a Federal Forenza.
155/65/14.
Now 155/65/14. So you can see the difference in size. That one that Wes originally had on his was a little taller. Let's throw a motorcycle tire up next to these, Wes. So now we're going to go back down to the tire. So all you guys that are stressing and losing sleep over us dark siding, you don't have to stress anymore because we're back to a motorcycle tire. We're back to changing the tire every 4,000 to 5,000 miles, which really sucks. And I'll have to tell you, I've got 10,000 miles on that tire. We're going to pull it off, and you can see it on my bike right now. Virtually no wear at all.
It's like a brand new tire.
It looks like a brand new tire. I never had any real issues with it. Now, that being said, there was one issue that I had with it. And in our original tests, what did we find out? Nothing, right? It seemed like it was working perfectly.
I actually got on the back of it and jumped up and down as you were driving. Still couldn't get that thing to rub.
So we couldn't get rubbage on that thing, but over time, I don't know if it was bumps or what. I have the shock set all the way to 5, and it seems like we're getting rubbage. So my concern is that it's going to wear through the box. Do they handle different? Of course, they handle a little different. Especially, I noticed it at lower speeds. So over the trips that I've taken, the low speeds, especially this last trip, we went through a lot of twisties. And as a result, at lower speeds, I did notice a little resistance as far as going into the turns. But as far as contact patch or anything like that, no problems, never had any concerns. And as I added a little more air to it, I ran about 36 PSI in it, seemed to handle pretty well. I didn't like the way it handled with this front tire that I put on, nor do I care for this front tire that's on here. And I think these are called city grips. They're a little noisy, and they're, what are they? Michelin city grips. And they're just a noisy tire. Wes has one too. And he told me when I put mine on, he said, did you notice, what did you say? He said, did you notice the noise? And I'm like, no, I didn't.
I think I even told you before you bought it. I go, yeah, I like it, but it's a little noisy.
Yeah, it kind of has a hum about it. And I thought, I didn't really notice it around town. And then once we started going on our long trip, then it sounded like something was wrong with the bike almost. It was kind of really loud. And the original Battle Axe, I think we had Bridgestone Battle Axe tires on the front. I actually was pretty happy with that front tire, so I might go back to that. But at this point in time, we are putting on, what are we going to...
Let's see, these are Shinko's.
Yes, Shinko. And these are a pretty affordable tire. We haven't had a lot of problems with them, have we, Wes, in the past?
It's actually real nice. And I'm thinking
a Shinko 160 6014, and pretty good tire, right, Wes?
I'm going to go for the front and match it.
Yeah.
The way the tread pattern's the same,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's going to be, yeah, it's been a great tire. I actually went all the way to Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, all the way around a few thousand miles on a trip with my daughter on the back, and the tire worked great.
Yeah.
You see it's now down, but that was after about 6,000 miles. So.
Yeah, and like Wes was saying, a lot of times these tires, once they start to wear, they go down quick. I mean, it's almost like the compound, and I'm not an expert on motorcycle tires, but it seems like the compound gets softer as you go. So they really, once they start wearing, they really wear fast. So that's what we're doing today. We're just going to change these tires out, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on the dark siding, and I'm also going to show you, like I said, I'm going to show you the rubbage underneath this thing. Once we get that tire off, I want you to see how bad it rubbed on my box. And I really don't want it to go through my underseat storage, and that's what it's working on doing right now. So we don't want that to happen. I just want to show you that. But by no means am I changing this tire because it didn't perform well. It performed great. I was happy with it. Of course, it's not going to, it's not a tire that you're going to go through and, race with. But as far as just everyday riding and stuff, I think it would be fine if, and that's the big if, it didn't rub. But because of the rubbing, I'm going back to a motorcycle tire because I don't know that there's a tire out there that I can find that's not going to rub. If there was, then I would consider doing it again. In fact, Wes has a brand new one sitting here that he was going to put on his, and now it's just sitting here because after finding out what it did to my underseat storage, then, of course, he's not going to do that and wreck his bike. So that's what we're doing. I'll get that back tire off and we'll show it to you. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I kind of spray painted that before to see if it was rubbing because I noticed it had started rubbing, but you could see those rub marks. Look at that now that the tire's off. They go way back on the box, and that's definitely a problem. The box isn't that thick to begin with, so I just want to make sure that I don't rub through because I think that would be a major project trying to put a new box in that thing. So that's the whole reason why I'm not dark siding this bike anymore. Here's what 10,000 miles looks like on a dark sided tire. You can see barely any wear at all, and sidewalls, everything looks good. It's not, I know everybody's concerned about contact patch, but this tire performed really well. I was real happy with it. Like I said, if it wasn't the fact that it was rubbing my top box or rubbing through the bottom fender well there, I would definitely keep that on there. I liked it a lot. Miles. Oh, there's Wes working hard like he always is.
Are you done yet?
Oh, I'm done. So I'm going to ask you real quick, Wes, what are we?
We are men.
In a cave?
Causing mayhem.
Well, at least I'm causing the mayhem. Wes
At least I'm the man.
He's not, well, I'm a man. He's a woo man.
Ooh.
Anyhow, woo man. He stinks too. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, okay? Don't forget that. Push that little button right down below. More videos to come too.